Hey guys, how are we going? This is a series of videos that will create a little game that I've called Monster Hunt. It's intended to make use of the canvas, so this is a HTML canvas using the canvas element. It's not actually in the HTML. We're going to create the canvas a little bit differently here, so I'm going to give you a different technique. The canvas has just got a background image displayed. We've got a couple of little characters here. This one is actually positioned randomly. The monster, he's positioned randomly. This is the hero, for want of a better term. This is the hero, and the hero can be controlled by moving around using the arrow keys, up, down, left and right. So we're using the concept of keyboard-based movement, so we're going to have a look at that here. We've got a little bit of text drawn on the canvas and a counter here that's just simply going to count up how many monsters I catch, and when I run across a monster, I catch him, he tallies and he moves to some new random position. As you can see, he's just being randomly placed as I catch him. So there's a collision detection happening here as well. When my hero object collides with the monster, stuff happens. So that's a very common concept that you want to happen when things in an application, particularly a game-based application, collide. What do I do and how do I manage that? How do I detect that collision as well is all the sorts of things we're going to look at. So to make this program go, obviously we're going to use the canvas to make it work. So we're going to have a look at some implementation of some canvas usage. We're going to have a look at the basic game loop using the canvas, because a lot of our applications, when we're using the canvas, can follow the same sort of structure, and we refer to that as a game loop, because we essentially make things happen, we determine what the world should look like, and then we render it on the canvas, and we can sort of continue to loop through that process with a series of functions to make that happen. And of course we're also going to use objects for the first time. So these guys are actually on the screen here on our canvas as objects. So that's something that we've learned about that we're going to use. And then there's event listeners and if functions and all those sorts of control structures that we've also already talked about. So there's quite a lot in this application, and we're putting a lot of things together. It seems reasonably simple, but there's quite a bit going into it, and there's also a lot of ideas that you can take on yourself to extend, and you're really only limited by your imagination with what you're going to be able to do with this once you've got this basic functionality kind of working. So we're going to step through a series of a few steps, getting this set up and going, and getting the code for this application written, and we'll address that and have a look at what that stuff means as we move along. So let's go to the next stage and let's get into it.